As I listen to you talk, I am very struck by the similarities in the stories. For those within our community, within the Christian community, there are the links and the connections of stories. And because I know so little about the tradition of Islam, it was really wonderful to hear those teachings tonight. I find myself struck by them. I can't imagine having to read all those encyclopedias of the faith. For us, the primary teachings of Jesus come through the four Gospels. We have other Gospels, but those that hold within our canon tell the story of Jesus' life from four different voices. And as I listened, I hear the story. I think of the story of the wedding. And in our tradition, Jesus' teachings about be ready for the bridegroom, be ready for the knock at the door, for you do not know who may be there, who needs your charity. I think of a story, the story of the three who traveled with Jesus and the travelers and ultimately did themselves in their greed. And in our tradition, there is a story of three who are entrusted with treasure. And in that story, two of them, those who are given the most, go and bury it in their greed to hold on to it tightly. And the one who receives the least, when Jesus comes, what have you done? And the critique for not sharing of their wealth and not sharing of their charity. The teachings around humility, the teachings about setting aside one's pride in order to be at one with God, with the Creator. They are so much a part of our traditions. And I think it is really important that we have those places where we talk about the teachings and the way of living. For us, the love God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. These are the things that we hold as center for us in the life of Jesus. And good deeds, good motives, those are so critical and so common in both our tradition. I think of the story we have of the Good Samaritan, of a man who is traveling and who is attacked by bandits and robbers and left by the wayside. And those who he expects to help him do not help him, but the one who helps him is the one least expected. And Jesus says, this is the way you shall live, in care. And this is the one who showed compassion, who showed generosity, who gave of his life and his wealth to help. And so I want to thank you so much for coming. I learned a lot tonight, and I truly appreciate it. I guess I'm wondering, are there questions that people have? We can take some time for some questions, and then we can have conversation over refreshments. Yes, Rob?
I was just wondering about the notion of transgression, when you have transgression of some system of ethics or rules, and then notions of forgiveness, and then how that's represented in the faith.
He's asking about, within those teachings, how we would understand transgression, how we would understand forgiveness if someone does something that is transgresses relationship.
How to move to the year after?
I think that's how I would understand you. Yeah. What does?
Yeah. We try to touch only those stories which are about ethics
we see that on those things which he pointed and he made a lot of emphasis was that the world is just a temporary place and hereafter is the aim and the goal. The goal should be the hereafter. And to do something in this world so that you should have a better life in the hereafter. For this you need to do all the noble deeds, like Reverend Davy mentioned about humbleness and to be down to earth. Jesus himself, such a great personality, so many followers, and so many people who loved him, but his personality was so down to earth, so humble, that once he started washing the feet of his disciples, the disciple says, "O Spirit of God, why are you doing this to us? We should do it to you because you are our master and you have such a great personality, but you are washing our feet." Jesus said, "I am washing this to teach you that tomorrow you should do the same to others. I'm giving you this lesson of humbleness and lesson of to be down to earth. But if we are arrogant, so we are going contrary to the teachings of Jesus." He himself, such a personality, washing the feet of his disciples, which was his students. But to teach the students that tomorrow you will remember that our teacher washed our feet, so we should also wash the feet of others. So this is what we are focusing about his ethics. And if you follow the ethics, it is very easy for us to go and earn a place in paradise.
And the more we walk that way, the closer we come. Other questions around the ethical teachings of Jesus and the way we walk? Questions or maybe comments?
Consider him a person as a role model, and we are waiting for him, and we are waiting for him to establish justice with the 12th leader of the Muslims together, because they are all monotheists and they believe in God. So we have a lot of teachings about Jesus in our books. We have a lot of verses in the Holy Quran which is more authentic than the traditions. The books which I mentioned come in the second place. The Holy Quran comes on the first place. There is no doubt in the Quran. So whatever is in the Quran is something for us which is 100% authentic, where there is no doubt, because it is preserved in its original form, original language. So this Quran speaks very good and very high about Jesus, about Mary. Even in one place in the Holy Quran, it says that the prophet Zach, who was in charge of taking care of Mary when she was young, when she was a small girl, young girl, and she was taking care of the temple. And once Prophet Zechariah, when he enters into the room of Mary, mother of Jesus, he saw Mary was praying. Beside her, there was fruits and food. So Prophet Zach became astonished, surprised. And he asked her, "Oh Mary, from where this food came?" And this is from the Quran. This is not a tradition. "Mary, from who brought this food for you?" The answer was, Hada min indillah. This food is from God, from Allah. Allah has given me. And when He gives without any any counting. He gives a lot. So what we learn from these verses of the Holy Quran is that if you work in the path of God, He will take care of your sustenance and your food. You don't need to worry about your food and about your fruits. You just keep on going on the path of God and see how God helps you. And He helped Mary. Mary was devoted to God, and the God took care of the food for her. And Prophet Zechariah himself, a great personality, he sees the food near Mary. And this is which we read in the Holy Quran.
Which is a teaching we all need to, right? Because that is so much of the struggle in our world today, is the difficulty people have in trusting that God will provide, and so we hold tight to the treasures of the earth. Other comments, questions? Yes, George. Go for it.
First one, I just wanted to thank Syed Aqeel for inviting me. We've been friends for a while, and I didn't know a lot of it tonight. And it's been the best for a while that we met with Jesus and we learned a lot from Him. And to see what He said, what He actually said, and what He actually did. And I'm very impressed with the young guys that just recited a couple of verses from the Quran, I believe. From Surah Maryam.
Maryam, chapter of Mary, chapter 19.
Just for you to know, I am a student of the Bible. I read my Bible and I like to learn from the Bible and from the person of Jesus. And since I met Mr. Aqeel, I like to read the Quran with him, just compare and learn more about what he says.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know, I want to ask a question. I don't know if it fits the ethics that Jesus taught or about what he said. I'm not sure if that class is given later on.
Please go ahead.
There's about the young guy, I can't remember his name.
Jawad.
Yeah, I took a note from Surah Maryam, verse 15, that Jesus, peace on him, the day he was born and the day he died, and the day he shall be raised again. Now, as a Bible believer, I just believe that Jesus died and rose again, but I'm not sure. I think I read in the Quran somewhere else that he didn't.
This is a good question. Yeah. The clarification for this question is, even this question was asked a few days ago from one of my Christian friend who lives and who comes from Palestine. And he lives near the place, near the Bethlehem where Jesus was born. So he's a Palestinian Christian. And he came to my mosque and he says, Quran says that he died. How is this true? So I told him that maybe the translation in English of that he died, peace be on the day when he was born, peace be on that day, on the blessed day when he was born, the blessed day when he died, and the blessed day when he will come again. Died here means when he ascended towards God, not the death of me and you. We die. Jesus never died. He's alive. And he is alive from more than 2,000 years. This is the miracle of God. And that's why this is his greatness, that God made him alive and he wanted to show him as his sign, to make him his sign and to show to the world, to the people, about the power of God, about making him a sign that if he wants to keep someone alive, he can. Beside him, there are other prophets also who are still alive. Like in Arabic tradition, a prophet called Ilyas. He is still alive. And another prophet, Idris, is also alive. And Khidr is also said to be alive. And even the Imam, the leader whom we believe to come here as a Messiah, and Jesus they will be together. He's also alive from more than 1,000 years. So the words of the Quran, which is talking about the death of Jesus, means the day when he left this world and went to the skies, to the heavens, with his God, with Almighty God, the day of his ascension towards him, not the death of an ordinary person. Ramadan, for a feast and for a celebration, which is the month of fasting, which we have every year. We fast in the month of Ramadan. Let me from now in advance invite all of you to be our guests at our Al-Rasul Islamic Society. When the days come near, I will extend an official invitation to all of you, through you, to come and join us and see how the Muslims have the fasting and the delicious food after fasting.
I've heard about the food. Thank you again. Thank you very much for sharing. It's so appreciated. And we hope that people will take time for refreshments. Again, thank you to all from our communities around who have come. It is truly wonderful, and we hope that we all take time to visit with one another. And we are all people of faith who seek to follow the way of the one God. And it is important that we continue to be in conversation with one another and to grow in our faiths